We come into the training center, the upper room. We are grateful for all that's been going on recently. As I come to you today, for 8 years now, we have been in the process of reworking this whole building. Of course, as I say that, there's still multiple small projects that have to be done, but we're excited about being in here. Michigan and some other folks, Nathan Pritchett, helped us finish this up for the preparation of where we're going next. Why is training important? Because the reality is we live in a biblically illiterate world, and the more that we can help folks understand what God is saying in His Word, the better off we are. We just came back from NAFASH. We just had 55 couples come to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. 3 days of powerful preaching, lots of good word, but more than that, ministry to their heart and reset and refreshing for the glory of God. I challenge you, we already have the date set for next year. We're ready with some preachers already on the list, and we're looking forward to what God does. Pray for us. Summer's on the way. I have 3 people that are considering being interns with us. We're going to need your help in that process of understanding they'll be on the ground. And that takes us to the point where the budget and all the rest that's going on, you just pray about what your part is in us engaging and teaching other young people how to do ministry and what's going on. As I say that, this room is going to need some more equipment. There's some things that we're doing ahead of schedule for some events that are going on. And God's challenged us to invest into some other places. This summer, potentially a trip to the Navajo Reservation, a trip back to Africa in August, potentially as we work through things, 500 pastors that we'll be able to preach and teach to, sidelined by an opportunity that we've already been to where we can train and equip 50 pastors in Kissy, as well as begin the process of starting Malachi Dads and Rubies for Life in the Kenya prison system all over that country. Why do I tell you that? Because God's mightily at work and we're challenged with the opportunities that we get. Some people will be traveling with us. There's going to be need for resources and prayer and planning and purposing, so don't forget that, as well as Indian Community Church in Boston, who we're partnering with to help them overseas in India as well in training pastors, wants us to come for 4 days. We're looking for some pastors that are going to go with us, begin the process of building bridges to them so that we can help them in the days ahead with the gospel and training that they need, with 30 life principles and experiencing God to start with, and some community outreach efforts that will come back so that we can tell you how you can be a part of what's going on in that ministry with Brother Suresh. In this very room right here, we're already looking towards October with GMM, Global Mission Match. It's linking local church to local church, but we're bringing in approximately 20 pastors from overseas, 9 countries, maybe even more, to spend 10 full days in this room with 30 life principles, experiencing God, God and money, reality for us to be able to go to the CBT training and some other things that we want to do in here to equip them, get maximum impact to equip those men to go back and lead other pastors and cut back on some of the travel and training that we're doing. It's going to cost us about $2,500 a piece to get them here. We need churches to sponsor them and we need churches to receive them. We're going to plug them in on Sundays so churches can become local churches connecting to local churches abroad with the equipping that we've done so that folks can support them. Now, I would challenge you that 10 years, I'll be 65. David and some of the others will be a little bit older than me. That's all I'm going to say. But we're in the works right now of planning these next 10 years of steps of attrition to hand off what we're doing so that what you're hearing, what you're seeing, and what you know about HR Ministries doesn't have to stop if we need to. The truth of the matter is that won't happen without more staff, more support, more opportunity. And here's what I would challenge you with. I just recently had the opportunity to finish off my interim at First Baptist Church in Princeton, Kentucky. We've had a blessed handoff in the way that the Lord would have us to do that. And I sat ready to share with churches and encourage, do revivals, whatever the Lord would want in training, equipping, and helping saints for the work of the ministry. That's what we're here for. And as I close out, here's what we also want to do. We want to challenge you that as we're building the tiny homes to send to North Carolina, Joseph Storage Bin is running. There are multiple things that we could say on here when we give an update, but there's not time. So what we want to do is bring people to this room in groups of about 60 to 80, have a meal, and explain what we're doing in the ministry to find out what your part, what your role is in that process. That's through giving, praying, participating, and just knowing what God has done in the past. 7 years ago, I walked into this room it was a mess. God gave us the liberty through volunteer labor, your resources, your prayers, to have a place that God put in my heart when we did it to train people for the sake of the gospel and for ministry. Here's what I know. He's already been at work in it. We're finishing that part up, and we want you to know more about what's going on, because in the next 10 years, we want to do the exact same thing and make a process where this ministry continues on for the glory of the Lord and for the kingdom's sake. I ask that you pray for us. Consider these events, consider the resources that we need, consider just understanding that God is mightily at work in the process. Thank you, and God bless.